Football on EA Sports brings us to the banks of the Ohio River and Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Chicago Bears and the Cincinnati Bengals. Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And we are underway from Cincinnati. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Here we go, here we go.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. Again, it's Mixon. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. And the catch made, it's Tyler Boyd. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. Finding room at midfield. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
On one, ready? 11.
Oh, they'll try a jet sweep here with Higgins. And a good burst there right from the start as he'll get this one out near the 35. Oh, they'll try a jet sweep here with Higgins. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. And now they will throw it with Burrow. That's the tight end, Hurst, with it. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 15-yard line. Oh, they'll try a jet sweep here with Higgins. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And now the Bears going to signal for another timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Now Burrow. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Burrow. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. but we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Fields going to take this himself. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And that'll go for a gain of 18 on the keeper. 1st down. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now the first carry for Darrington Evans. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll stay on the ground. Evans again. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So here we go on 4th down, Fields. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the Bengals will get the football back. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen, you know, you and I both been to practices where we've seen.
He's got a man, complete. Touchdown. Drew Sample, 57 yards. And the Bengals get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flush from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Velus Jones now from his end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. Out of the gun, Fields. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 from Bengals TD. Now the offense, Charles, they were flirting with disaster, already backed up deep in their own territory. So the interception and the pick 6 ensued. That was a big play.
It certainly was, in the short field gave him an opportunity to take it all the way back and quickly. And once he saw what he had in the field, there's no way he's going to let that opportunity slip away, and finds his way into the end zone.
Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 3rd and 2, Fields. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And unable to connect, incomplete. Well, give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
The scoreboard tells a story for him, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
They snap it to Fields. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for Bengals TD. So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
Probably also instinct play. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
On 2nd and 11 now, Fields. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Going up top. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Chicago. Down 3 scores already. This game was really in danger of getting away from them. They needed a drive like that, especially on the road.
Not only to calm themselves, but maybe tamp down the crowd a little bit because everything was against them. As you noted, this game could have gotten away from them very easily, but instead, the calming drive, now they have a little bit more confidence. Okay, we're back in it. All right, we're ready to go. That was impressive.
And the defense now needs to reciprocate. Santos with the extra point, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Bengals drive about to get going.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete.
And I feel like my man, Old Momentum, might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe Momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
Throw left side complete. That's Boyd. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
On line, ready? 11 MT, 11 MT. 11 mighty, 11 might, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12.
And that's caught one more time by Boyd. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Throwing again, it's Burrow. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. That's into a crowd and intercepted. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. You think you're going into halftime with a good-sized lead? Not so fast. That pick 6 really changes the complexion, probably also changes the halftime speech.
No doubt about it. Instead of going in relaxed, you're probably a little more uptight right now, probably a little bit angry. Let's see if they can get their focus back.
Now the point after try for Santos. It's up and good. This becomes a 21-14 ball game now. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
Open man downfield is Chase. He's got it. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Down to the 10. Touchdown Bengals. T. Higgins as the first half is winding down. And the Bengals will extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and the lead now up to 14. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The offense schemed going 5 wide, trying to create a chance for the big shot, and they took it. If he comes down with that one, that's a huge offensive swing. But credit the defense with a nice play, knocking that one away.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Fields. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Fields. He's going to let this one go deep. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Chicago. Chase Claypool in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bears are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Terrific. Touchdown. I know we've got a game now.
Yeah, I think anytime you go to the second half down just 1 or 2 scores, you feel not where you want to be, but in a pretty good spot.
And I think for most teams, when they go into the half in this situation, it's not a lot of adjusting going on. It's much more, all right, guys, let's just play a little bit better than we did in the first half.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and they're within 7 now at 28-21. Boy, they're down only 1 score, still first half, but they're going to line up for the onside kick. And this is going to be snuffed out. The Bengals recover. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. Taken from about the 12. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
On 1st and 10, it's Evans. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw is Fields. He's going to look deep down the field. That's caught inside the 20. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
It's not often that you'll find offensive and defensive guys that'll agree on much, but one place they find common ground, you've got to protect or attack the middle of the field. And no one was there. What a big play, moving it downfield.
Rolling to his right. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And next time, Brandon, I think you might want to consider running it because those defensive backs, they were plastered to the receivers, and they weren't letting up as that play went on.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. A give running right is Evans. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Fields. Touchdown Bears! Velus Jones, a 9-yard touchdown ground. And the Bears are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
All drives that result in points hurt a defense, but when they are the sustained variety, play after play, and they just can't get off the field and stop them, that can be demoralizing.
Santos now to add the PAT. He's got it. This thing's turning a bit wild here. We're tied at 28. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
On 2, ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going. Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
11-90. 11-90. Here we go.
Now it's Burrow. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Eddie Jackson picks it, and the Bears will take over possession here up at the 44. Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
Well, someone is certainly having a big game, and while that sack doesn't quite have the splash of his pick-6 from earlier, you know he's thrilled to be making big plays during a great individual effort today.
After the sack on 1st down, Fields. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there and take the hit and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
From the gun on 3rd down, Fields. Try to lay one up deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Here comes the Bears punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Back now in Cincinnati. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. He's got his man. That's Sample, the tight end. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Mixon with a first down carry. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter.
11, 11.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Bears are going to get the football here at their own 23. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Major used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And the question, can they turn that interception into points? A tie game for the moment in the 4th quarter. Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Fields. He's got a man, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 39 yards there, a big one.
The dynamic duo is doing damage in this one, and they've certainly been on point throughout, and they hook up again for another big play.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Evans. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 46 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. They'll go right back to Evans here on 1st down. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That play ended for a net loss by Jesse Bates.
At this stage, you've got to hustle. Got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
Back to throw. Fields. Wesco, the tight end, making the catch. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Not good. They didn't move the football an inch, and precious time ticking off the clock. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. From here, it would be a 45-yard field goal attempt, certainly in range, but they'll look for more yardage on 3rd down. All eyes on Fields. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And I know they would have loved to have had a touchdown there to give them some cushion, but now kick the field goal. Get the lead, let your defense bring you home. Show some faith in those guys on the other side of the ball.
Santos' kick is up and through, and the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Here we go, here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where
He forces one there. It's a potential daggers. It's intercepted. Kyler Gordon picks it off. And the Bears have just about sewn up this football game.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
it's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
The win for the Bears just around the corner. They go down to a knee. So they lost yardage and they declined the penalty. There's no logical reasoning to do that.
I'm trying to go through this little Rolodex in this small brain of mine, and I'm coming up with nothing, partner. I've got zip on that one. Take the yardage, right? Take the penalty. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. We'll call that a punt at 54 yards. Well struck. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros.
On one, ready?
A final shot now for Burrow. He's going to let it fly.
And that's intercepted again, and that could be the backbreaker.
Eddie Jackson picks it.